Good evening, my darling batlings. Boy, am I fucking exhausted today. Sorry for canceling last night's stream, but I found out I need to get everything in my apartment spick and span before Monday, or else I risk losing my home, which is always fun to find out, a couple days before inspections. Like to know that inspections are happening only a couple days before them. And then the reason I'm tired is because me and my mom, she came over today, spent 6 hours straight cleaning up my apartment, and that was that was the most tiring thing I've done in a while that didn't involve me being sick. So I don't know about you, but I'm all here to just chill and vibe tonight and, slaughter some goons with no more heroes.
I was like, that sounds like a good plan, considering how I'd be exhausted too, let's be honest.
Yeah. Couple bits of housekeeping. First of all, people that are in my Discord server but haven't seen it already, go ahead and vote in the 2 polls that I put up there. One for what my first Sega 32X stream should be, and the second for what my next YouTube video topic should be. And another is next Sunday at the usual time, I will be debuting my new and improved gender bent model, and with that, bringing back the gender flipping redeem. But it'll be under a new name, because Fantasia Potion's something I can't really market. Because that's already taken by Final Fantasy XIV. I came up with that on the spot, too. It's going to be renamed to something a bit more fitting for me in particular. Gender fluid.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Oh, also, it looks like we got a...
we got a furred there in the chat. Hello. I wish I had some popcorn right now. I'm all out of popcorn.
We have a rodent infestation. Shall I terminate?
No.
It's a Pokemon.
So, yes, without further Mountain Dew, I thought about doing this on the PC version now that's mostly fixed, but I figured, you know what, we're already this far in the Switch version, why not continue there? And then I realized I accidentally deleted my save data for the Switch version, so I had to replay back to where we were before stream started.
Oh.
Also, out of all the things that they patched and fixed and made work again in the PC version that almost makes it a better option than the Switch version, they still didn't fix the baseball minigame. It's still better in the Switch version. That's the one thing Switch has over the PC version at the moment.
Also, Furred, please, enlighten me. What exactly did I do that makes you hate me so much right now? Because I've done a lot of things, and you'll have to be more specific.
Did you send Fer that one video? The one we don't talk about?
No, I didn't send it that. At least I don't think I did.
Thank you. Congratulations, Mr. Touchdown.
So starting from our current rank, these messages left by Diane from Beefhead Videos are going to be a running gag, where Travis is constantly overdue on returning his adult tapes. Yes, he gets them on tape, because he is a connoisseur of his media. And he's always either late or he returns the wrong thing.
Oh, lovely.
In this case, he didn't return How to Please a Woman in Bed Part 101 Part 2. He instead returned a recording of a man humping a pillow. All right, so we got a few new areas to check out. We've got Gold Town, which is the bar. We've got Beefhead, which is the video store. And we'll be making trips to the gym every time that we clear a rank, because then we can do more exercises to stay up to date on our strength and health levels.
Nice.
If only it were that easy in real life.
Yeah, no.
Although I'm not sure I'd want Thunder Ryu as my trainer, given how sussy our introduction to him was. You want that?
I think you might be right.
No, I don't want that. You're not right in this case.
I think you might be right.
So Beefhead is run by Bishop, Travis's best friend, and the guy that delivers our bike whenever we call for it to be delivered. Remember this guy. He's going to be important in No More Heroes 2.
Oh, is he now?
I'm not even joking, yes.
Shit.
This minor NP... Also, I love the royalty-free Star Wars Episode 3 poster in the background.
Then right next to it is the Magical Girl poster.
Yeah, it's specifically the Magical Girl franchise that Travis is obsessed with, called Pure White Lover Bizarre Jelly.
That's a hell of a name.
Yep.
He has, like, posters and stuff of it all over his apartment. Because the thing about Travis is he's constantly broke, not because he doesn't have a job, but because he keeps spending all of his paychecks on anime merch.
Sounds like somebody I know.
Yourself?
No, not me!
Not anime merch in your case, but you know.
No. Yeah, well, yeah.
You broke him. You broke him.
Yes, Bird, that's who I was referring to. You!
So when we get videotapes from Beefhead, we can take them home, watch them on the TV, and we learn new wrestling moves that way, because they're all wrestling tapes.
Oh, so is that How to Please a Woman in 101 Part 2?
Sadly, no, we don't get to watch that. Travis has apparently got all of these overdue videotapes before the events of this game unfold. Also, while we're here, we gotta play with the cat.
Of course.
Look at the kitty.
I'm not going to say it.
Meow.
That sensual meow does enough for you.
I need an adult. I don't feel safe here anymore.
I am an adult.
So am I.
Yeah, but you're not the one petting.
Her name is Jean, and she's a kitten. And she's also going to be a recurring NPC throughout this series.
In my defense, Luna is not anime merch. I'd be fair.
Yeah, you are technically correct. The best kind of correct. I think I'm gonna turn up the capture card audio a little bit, because I can barely hear it. I've already got the game volume turned down by like half, because this game's volume levels are fucked. Like, it's either way too quiet or blow out your speakers loud.
I mean, you are fair. You're technically correct for it, but again, still, every time I talk to you, like every single fucking time I talk to you about something, you're always telling me, "Oh, I just bought this with my latest paycheck." I'm like, God damn it, dude! Have you ever thought of saving your money?
Oh, yeah, that. Kitty, kitty, kitty.
It's a bit late for that, but yes, I do want to pet the kitty.
Yes, I.
Unfortunately, it's playing over this shot of Thunder Ryu telling us to take off our clothes. I will teach you that technique! Make sure your ass is clean.
See, I was going. The reason why it was so late was because for whatever reason I was looking in the wrong damn place. And I don't know
I know.
why.
You want to learn that, right? That's okay. Keep your clothes on. All right, so time for bench presses and squats.
You can do it. You must be strong like ox.
You know, theoretically, this is supposed to get more difficult as the strength level increases. But since it's all down to just tapping the A button as fast as humanly possible, it doesn't really make a difference. Especially since they give you such a generous time limit. Although I will say this, Joy-Cons were not meant for speed tapping. Alright, and now for squats. You must squat like real Russian man.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 6. I can't fucking talk anymore. God damn it.
Is this game? Are we game? This game is game, yes. See, part of,
Training is not over.
like, part of what the series creator and director of most of the series, except for 2, was going for with this, is he was trying to recreate the obnoxious banality of everyday life, where to get to the exciting bits, you need to run errands and work part-time jobs or full-time jobs. And he even worked in the whole thing about, like, oh, we can't hide... Not Billy Mays, unfortunately, but he worked in the whole thing about, oh, we can't hire you because you need experience.
Wow.
What cracks me up is how when I use the hi Billy Mays here thing, you just open the damn dumpster when that went off.
Huh?
All right, so at the bar we find Lovikov, who is true Russian man. This is no place for a pussy like you. Go home to mommy. Leave me alone. I want to enjoy this moment. Now, if you had a ball, we may have something to talk about. Find the 7 Lovikov balls scattered around Santa Destroy. And bring them to this drunk.
Keep
So now we have a new collectible. We find 2 things in dumpsters. We find money, and we find t-shirts. There's an absurd number of t-shirts in this game.
And Billy Mays.
Yes, and Billy Mays. You'd think you would find Danny DeVito in there. After all, he is the trash man.
I'm the trash man.
So whenever we see one of those orange dots on the map, that means there's a Lovikov ball.
Yes.
Find 7 of them, take them back to Mr. Lovikov, and we can trade them for a new special move. There's 7 special moves to learn, all of which are themed after and named after the 7 personalities from Killer 7, which was the previous game made by this director. And it's not the only Killer 7 reference we'll be seeing, as I've discovered. JKR, you remember how every time we're about to enter a fight, we find a luchador mask lying on the ground with a cryptic message that gives us a new wrestling move?
Right.
Those are supposed to be left by Masked Smith from Killer 7.
Oh, wow. Let's see. So what you're telling us, though, about those Lovikov balls,
You gotta find them all, the 7 magic balls, to make your wish come true. Yes.
You're telling me that there's 49 of those things out there.
Yes.
Fuck.
They're all marked on your map, though. Like, once you talk to
Okay.
Mr. Lovikov for the first time, they all show up on your map at once.
Oh, okay.
That's it. That's a lot of balls for one man.
Oh, and the way he
Yeah.
teaches you the new special moves is by beating the shit out of you.
Well, shit.
Like, it cuts to black and you just hear sounds of violence, and then it says you've learned a new move. Now, when you hear that special fanfare, that means you found your 7th ball, which means you can trade it into Mr. Lovikov, which we're going to do now. And then we'll also go to an area that I skipped earlier because I wanted to get through as much in one session as possible, which is the clothing store, where we can buy new outfits for Travis.
Understandable. Have a nice day.
Do you wish for panties? You know what? Travis probably would. He would. Considering that his entire motivation for this game, where his quest is to kill the top 10 ranked assassins in the United States, is not for, like, fame or glory, but because he made a bet with a hot chick that works at the United Assassins Association that if he can reach #1 on the top 10 rankings, she'll sleep with him once.
Huh? What do you
There we go. Aha! A ball. In return, let me teach you something. Select the technique you want.
I'll say fuck.
Indeed. That's what Travis is hoping will happen. All right, we've got display the position of enemies on the minimap. We've got jumping slash, dash, extended dark side mode, increased grab range, bonuses based on your ranking when you complete a level, and jumping down attack. I always go for the dash first, because that helps with our next mini game. And there we go, we learned the technique of Bizarre. You got that? The technique is yours and yours alone. Come back when you've collected some balls.
Keep practicing.
It's Soviet Russia.
In Soviet Russia, balls find you.
In Soviet Russia, ball kick you.
He's funny because he's true. Yeah, he's saying for you to come back when you've got balls. Both figuratively and literally. All right, so here's the clothing store, Area 51. This is the one Area 51 you can casually waltz into.
Or Naruto run into.
Yeah.
Come in, brother. Don't judge a book by its cover, okay? This is just my personal style. A man should stick to his guns, you know? Make a good selection now, bro. Be sure before you purchase, okay? If you don't make up your mind soon, I'm gonna have to stop letting you in here, bro. I'm going nuts here. I'm hard on myself and on my customers, but that's just the right way to do things, you know?
Oh, I know, bro.
Alright, so we can get different sunglasses. We can get different jackets. More of them unlock as you progress through the game. Tons of different t-shirts, more of which unlock as you progress through the game. Gonna get the Miami base one for now, for obvious reasons. Different jeans. And different belts. I'm gonna make them look as obnoxious as I can.
Take care now, brother.
All right. Now that we've done all the new stuff we can do for now, Roku and Anime Girl shirt, so you get the one that looks like... It's not a pair of balls, it's an ass, my dude. I don't know what's going on in your head to look at bikini-clad booty and think that looks like balls.
A fool for it.
Oh yeah, so there's our dash move now. We can only use it on the overworld and in sections where we don't have our beam katana drawn. I mean, as Lance from Fine Game Bitches once said, peaches remind you of booty. So you're not far off for it. All right, ad break incoming.
Customer, I have not mustard.
All right, so our first part-time job was collecting coconuts. The second one was mowing the lawn. Our third one is picking up the trash.
I got a lovely bunch of coconuts.
And we get paid $1,000 for every piece of trash we pick up.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
Because the economy in Santa Destroy is busted. And not in a good way. You think inflation's bad nowadays. Just look at 2008 era Santa Destroy. Where t-shirts cost $50,000.
I mean, they're hardly collectible these days.
I love how your jacket looks like Brooke from One Piece. Yo ho ho ho. Funnily enough, this came out before Brooke debuted. So, it's sort of, you know, happy coincidence. Oh boy, time to bust. While I'm driving, don't bust and drive, kids.
The economy was busted.
Don't bust and drive, or else you'll bust more than a nut. I don't know. You'll be busting and it won't make you feel good. There we go. You want to know the unspoken rules of Santa Destroy? This is the land of freedom and anarchy. So there's nothing much here, really. Yes. Just remnants, cast-offs, ruins. The garbage that litters our streets. The garbage that litters our streets. Mark the remnants of lives. You following me? Each piece of garbage is a lost soul. So what better way to spend your life? Saving lost souls. A true garbage man can bring peace to the dead. It's taken me 12 years to realize this truth. You've got potential. A soul that can talk with garbage. The god of garbage will be watching. Go save that garbage.
3, 2.
He gets, like, really philosophical about all the part-time jobs. And I love that. So we have a time limit to pick up as much trash as we can. One piece at a time.
I left everything I own in one piece.
Easy. Easy.
Well, just remember, you gotta follow the will of D.
He's nuts.
Yes.
I haven't actually seen much of One Piece. Granted, I was not introduced to One Piece through the 4Kids dub. I had read what was printed in Shonen Jump at the time before the 4Kids dub came out. But I just, like, the 4Kids dub just kind of, it didn't ruin the series for me. It just made it hard for me to want to start over from the beginning. By the time Funimation picked up dubbing and distribution. Like, I do plan on watching it sometime. It's just, I've got to dedicate a whole chunk of my life to that.
Easy.
You have several questions. Is one of them, why is the garbage squealing? It's because they, when they remastered this game for Switch, they, put the wrong sound effect for picking up garbage. It's supposed to sound like, clinking cans, but they instead played a sound effect from a later minigame where you're picking up scorpions.
Easy.
Oh, and you may be wondering, why am I walking around picking up trash when I could just use my supersized motorbike, right? The answer is because you're not allowed to use... The answer is not, pizza time, unfortunately. Although there is a pizza delivery game in No More Heroes 2. We'll have to wait until the second one for that one. But, come on, pick it up. Fuck, I forgot what I was gonna say. You can tell I'm tired. Let's see, we got $47,000 for that. Hey, you, third rater. I've got another job for you. Something a little shadier, perhaps, but work all the same. I've sent an introduction ticket on to my associate. The road to becoming a first rater is long and hard. Get your ass in gear. So that means, for the newcomers here who haven't seen the previous No More Hero stream, which I wouldn't blame you, it was all the way back in February, that means we've got new assassination missions available at K Entertainment.
Hello, Travis.
Yeah, I've seen the glow up that Nami got, and, yeah, holy shit, she was already attractive to begin with. But it's just not fair now. Like, would I totally go after Nami? Yes. Would she totally... I think we made it clear what we're fighting for. Would she totally rob me of every single cent I have and not give me so much as a booba poke in return? Yes. Would I still feel like it was worth it in the end? Double yes. So, this is the second of 3 assassination missions that involve killing the CEO of Pizza Butt. Because Pizza Butt is trying to expand into Santa Destroy, and that'll shut down the local pizzeria. And we can't have that. Remember the pizza butt missions. They're going to be important in No More Heroes 2. I'm not joking. Although, by the time of No More Heroes 2, they'll have retconned the name from Pizza Butt to Pizza Bat.
Yes, because that's always what it was meant to be.
I mean, you can pin that on No More Heroes 2 being the only No More Heroes game not directed by Suda51. So
Yeah.
it's got a lot of quirks in its writing that don't gel quite well with the rest of the series.
Yeah.
All right, time to kill the CEO of Pizza Butt.
Wow. Oh.
Remember, this is not a lightsaber. It's a beam katana. They are legally distinct. The best kind of distinct. Also, Suda51 already said that the lightsaber was not the main inspiration for the beam katana, funnily enough. It was the Schwartz ring from Spaceballs.
Oh, of course it was.
Considering you recharge it by jacking it off, yes.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. I mean, you know, it's all about that merchandising.
You know, fun story about Spaceballs was that George Lucas's special effects studio, Industrial Light and Magic, you know, nowadays they're a more independent studio,
Yeah.
actually helped with the sets and visual effects for Spaceballs on the condition that they not make any actual Spaceballs merchandise. That was George Lucas's one request for Spaceballs. Don't make any merchandise because it would look too similar by its very nature to Star Wars merchandise, which is where the merchandising scene comes from.
Whoa. Sweet. Yes.
Gotta go feast.
You learned the other day that Schwartz actually means shit? No, that's Scheisse. Yes, you can just casually run over pedestrians and they'll be fine. There are no rules in Sent to Destroy. Not even the laws of physics.
It's just like real life.
It's a perfect blend of freedom and anarchy.
There we go. That's what that guy was getting at.
What?
With the mix of desolation and with the mix of like desolate wasteland and
What?
like anarcho-punk freedom that Santa Destroy has, it's got to make me wonder, if it weren't for the fact that it explicitly takes place in California, would it be anywhere near Albuquerque? As described by Weird Alfred Yankovic.
I knew I should have taken that left turn at Albuquerque.
Yeah, Schwartz just means black.
Hold on.
But not Schwartz spelled that way, spelled a different way.
Sweet. Whoa. Yeah. What? Sweet. Yes.
If I remember correctly, Schwartz meaning black is spelled without the T.
Sorry about that. My mom just walked in the room.
Oh. Yes. Whoa. Sweet.
So, to recap, because it's been a while since we've seen any of the assassins in No More Heroes. Our first target was a rich elderly man who runs like a tech firm and lives in a mansion, and is named Death Metal, and is like a mix of Varg Vikernes and Steve Jobs, I guess, or maybe I don't know. Our second target was, well, technically our first target. Yeah, there's just a random Moai head in the middle of a parking lot. It's never addressed.
Moai head? What Moai head?
Right there.
What are you talking about, Bert? I have no idea what you're talking about. I don't see anything.
It's a Moai head, not
Moai.
John Cena. Calm down.
Yeah, I'd say, would it make it more obvious if it went ooh?
No, it would go, hello, dum-dum. You want gum-gum?
Honestly, I know a Moai, actually, I do know a Moai, a specific Moai of knowledge.
Yeah, I know I'm tangentially familiar with Moai of Knowledge, and he's a friend of mine.
Nice.
I've spoken to him like once, but yeah, it's Nate. If I ever have to say, oh, this like popular VTuber person is a friend of mine, the answer is it's always Nate. So yeah, that was our first target was, well, technically our first target was Dante from Devil May Cry in Everything But Name. Our second target, like the first target was the one that was in the opening recap of Travis's backstory leading up to this game. We don't even get to properly fight him. And spoilers, throughout this whole series, we never do. We do get to fight his younger brother, though. So the first target was Helter Skelter. Second target was Death Metal. Third target was Charles Bronson and Everything But Name in his like a mix of Dirty Harry and the guy from Death Wish. Not Death Wish. Is it Death Wish? No, yeah, it is Death Wish. I was worrying that I was confusing it with Death Proof. And our third target was a samurai schoolgirl, seeking to avenge her dead father. So any guesses on who our fourth target is going to be?
May you find your uppercut?
I'm gonna guess a guy who makes it like just your stereotypical, mild-mannered postman who just wants you to turn around for a minute while he changes into his superhero persona.
Yeah. But yeah, I hope you like superheroes. Especially indie superheroes. Because canonically, he's the star of an indie superhero series. And he turned all of his movie costume special effects into weapons. And the reason he calls out all of his attacks like specifically like a Toku superhero, is because all of his special effects weapons are voice activated.
Did I literally just spoil the concept of this guy?
Yes. It's not like Destroy Man's not one of the worst kept things about No More Heroes.
I mean, true.
Like Destroy Man's, he keeps coming back for a reason. But yeah, he is a mild-mannered postman who's gone postal.
Wah, wah.
That's not even a pun. That's genuinely where the term came from. It's
Yeah.
it comes from like some story of a post worker getting so fed up with his shitty job that he came in and shot up the place.
I remember reading about that.
That's no good.
All right, so for this assassination mission, we have to kill all the enemies. They all die in one hit. This is one of the easiest ways to grind for money in the whole game. Until we get another mission that's just like this, but pays even more. We're all out of popcorn? Sad. F's in the chat. I could go for some popcorn right about now. But I'm all out of popcorn. And I'm all out of Jiffy Pop as well, which is the best kind of popcorn. Aside from movie theater popcorn.
You know what's also really good that I saw that I want to try sometime?
What?
Popcorn kernels and bacon fat.
Oh my god, that sounds like a heart attack in a bowl.
Apparently it's delicious.
Like most things cooked in bacon fat, yes.
No!
Did you know that there's a board game themed around eating meat?
No. We must tell PETA immediately.
I explained a bit of this to JKR just offhandedly one time. It's basically a version of Candyland, except it's meat themed instead of candy themed. And it's called Mr. Bacon's Big Adventure. And it comes with two different sets of rules. One for, your standard Candyland type game, where it's just get to the end. And then it has a second, more involved mode called the Meat Feast, where depending on what space you land on, that determines what kind of meat you need to consume. So it takes a lot of prep work. More prep work than your average D&D session, because you've got to cook the meat.
Ooh.
And it's multiple kinds of meat. And in some of the spaces, you have to combine different kinds of meat together in specific ways, like skewering pieces of salami on a pepperoni stick.
Speaking of things that are unhealthy but sound delicious, I want to do the whole Dorito breading thing on chicken, but I wanted to do it with the spicy sweet chili lime.
Can you hear me? It's crazy over here. No time to explain. I'll send details over snail mail.
This is the girl that he's trying to get with, by the way.
Send details over snail mail.
She's in the middle of an active war zone. It's okay. She'll be fine. Anyway, time to pet the kitty.
Hey, girl.
He just has a pillow of an anime girl's boobs. I've never noticed that before. This man's living the dream.
Kitty, kitty, kitty. Do you want to pet the kitty? Yes, I want to pet the kitty. Pet, pet, pet.
Dear Travis, the next ranker is one dangerous dude, but there's no going home now. You've set foot on the path of a real man. No amount of tears can wash that choice away. Now hurry to the subway, get on a train, and find him. Waiting. Put your life on the line. I mean, I can't judge him either. Thanks to some of my viewers and some of my friends, I now have... trying to think. 3 boob mouse pads? One of which I can't even show on camera because it's just straight up topless.
I have 0.
Like, I only bought one of those. The others were gifts. One of them was, the one that I can't show on camera is of, one of my favorite sussy VTubers, Sif Avayana, who I believe now goes by Lewd Squirrel on her, personal site. But still goes by Sif Avayana on Twitch and YouTube.
Ah, yes.
She's Danish, she's Latina, she's thick, she's a squirrel. What more could you want?
I mean, you had me a thick and Latina.
Like I say Danish Latina because she was born and raised in Denmark, but she is of, I believe, oh god, I'm gonna fuck this up so bad. I can't remember which Latin American country she's ethnically descended from, but somewhere in Latin America.
Destroy, man. Come and get some.
And she's, to my knowledge, either bi or trilingual. Because she speaks Danish, she speaks English, and I believe she also speaks Spanish, or at the very least is trying to learn Spanish.
Sweet.
Don't mind me, I'm just kind of peering over Proto's shoulder, seeing how the artwork's coming along.
I mean, having one of Mei from Overwatch is totally acceptable. She's the best girl from Overwatch.
Well, I can honestly say this manga version is pretty much done because I'm not going to go heavy work on it, but it's done.
It's nice, dude.
Sweet.
Oh, excuse me.
Do you think that your forger has ever committed forgery? I don't know. I've never seen Spy X Family.
In a way, yes. I've only watched a bit of the early stuff. I need to go back and finish it.
Also, I just noticed that the face on the sun design on Travis's shirt he's wearing right now looks like Carl from Aqua Teen.
You should. This is the funny thing. For it, I'm gonna show this to Ari after stream. But remember how we saw that one guy at GalacticCon last weekend?
I saw a guy at a con once. He was dressed as the okayest dad in anime history, Shao Tucker. And he was carrying a mug that says "World's Okayest Dad." And actually ran into him 2 different years. One year he was carrying around a plush of Nina with him. And yes, it was Chimera Nina. He was one of my favorite people that I saw at Animazement when I used to go there every year alongside the Reese's Man. May he rest in peace. Gay Pride Jesus. Sorry, what?
I said he will be greatly missed.
Yeah. Gay Pride Jesus. The guy that dressed as the king from the Zelda CDI games and would reenact the Zelda CDI game intros if you asked him to and would let you record it. And God, it's been so long that I feel like I'm probably forgetting one. Apart from friends that I would run into over there, of course.
I mean, there was also Hentai Common.
Oh yeah, I only saw Hentai Common once.
Hentai Common was the real hero one year.
Yeah, I saw when Hentai Common was leaping at the church protesters.
And was throwing it back.
Yeah. I got fucking cheered for just casually strolling by the church protesters one year and shouting "Hail Satan." Like I got a round of applause for it.
Nice.
And one girl came up to me and said, "Dude, I love you," and hugged me.
Aww.
Yes.
This guy, this is a guy that, back when I used to go to NecoCon, this was a guy that started showing up, every year that I really loved seeing, but since I haven't been there in, like, 10 years, I don't know if he's still going there or not, but he would dress as a different, like, cult favorite, singer who was, like, a gay pride icon, every year. Like, one year he went as Freddie Mercury and led everyone in the lobby and carried a cappella renditions of Queen songs. And another year he was dressed as Klaus Nomi, complete with the plastic tuxedo.
So yeah, what Furret says is true. We were sitting, it was like Saturday at the com, we were just kind of sitting down, relaxing, eating lunch, and
Chilling out, maxing, relaxing old cools, shooting some b-ball outside of the school, when a couple of guys who were up to no good started making trouble in your neighborhood. You got in one little fight and your mom got scared and said you're moving with your auntie and uncle in Bel Air. What, did I throw off your groove? Oh, I didn't, did I? So everything I said was accurate.
you said it, I was just like, you said Bel Air, I was like, okay, yeah, I got a perfect shot to do. But yeah, so we sat down for lunch, just kind of, you know, relaxing, and then this random guy sat down. We didn't really, you know, neither one of us figured out what he was going to be until, like, after first, for like, what, 15 minutes. 15 minutes went by, and Furret realized who the guy was dressed as. He was just Carl from Aqua 200.
Nice.
And he had all the plushies with him too. Like he had Meatwad, the Fry Guy, and Shake.
Meatwad, Frylock, and Master Shake.
Yeah, that's the one.
Also, I haven't seen this show myself, but I've seen clips of it, and it makes me happy that Dana Snyder, the voice of Master Shake, has found like a new generation of fans by voicing the ghost from The Ghost and Molly McGee, where he's basically just playing a more kid-friendly version of Master Shake.
Fox hat. Fox hat.
Given that we have a train, that we had to take a train here, if I didn't know any better, I'd say that the location of our battle here was an abandoned cement factory in Wilmington, North Carolina. Because that's where the majority of the Super Mario Brothers movie was shot. The good one, not the Illumination one. And yes, I will die on that hill of the live-action one being the better part, being the better movie. And no, I don't like it ironically. I actually think it's overhated.
Honestly, my opinion is you can thank the Nostalgia Critic for making it.
Well, no, he's not the reason why people hated it. It was already, like, considered one of the worst movies ever made before he got his hands on it. But once more stories came out about, like, how, like, the behind-the-scenes stuff and, like, all the hell they had to go through to get that movie made, it makes for a way more fascinating story than Illumination's Mario movie, which just bought the license and made a incredibly safe script and cast a bunch of big-name celebrities to draw in the normies and played everything to the safest degree possible. Like, I will always stand by that the worst movies of all time tend to have more interesting stories than, like, your average Hollywood blockbuster. Because there's usually an interesting story behind something so catastrophically bad. Like The Room. That has entire lore to it. Also, fun fact, Tommy Wiseau has a new movie out now. It's not on home video yet, I believe, or streaming, but it's currently doing, like, a roadshow tour of, like, going from town to town and doing one-night screenings. It's his first feature-length movie that he's directed since The Room, and it's called Big Shark.
Big Shark, yeah?
Yeah, it is about a group of firefighters who have to save New York City from a shark.
I don't know, that kind of sounds like they're jumping the shark to me.
Apparently, people are actually split on whether it's an improvement from The Room or not. Like, it's his first directorial project where it's gotten mixed reviews instead of negative reviews. And part of that is because Tommy Wiseau is very much in on the joke about how bad The Room is and, like, how much of a meme he is. So there's a lot of the stuff he's made since then is him making stuff that's bad on purpose. So honestly, it's not as funny.
Yeah, like, in my opinion, when the creator gets in on the joke, that's when it's like, okay, yeah. That's when it stops being funny.
You joke about Tommy Wiseau being an alien, but what if I told you that in an earlier draft of The Room, there was going to be a twist reveal that Tommy Wiseau's character was actually a vampire? Also, what if I told you, like, Tommy Wiseau's plenty weird on screen. Oh, phone call from Sylvia. Sylvia's our girl, by the way.
Hey, Travis. Your next rank
With the sexy French accent.
Win, and you'll be 7th. Lose, and you're dropping down to an even deeper circle of hell. So, how are you feeling, Travis? Your head feeling better? Relieved yourself lately? Maintaining proper oral hygiene? When you're ready, step inside. Some people say it's important to know when to give up. That you shouldn't aim for things that are obviously beyond your grasp. But ignore idiots like that. Don't accept defeat before the first punch has even been thrown. Hello? Anybody home? Did you even hear what I just said? And you call yourself an assassin? This is why third rates like you are hopeless. I am 120% certain you are going to die. All you can do is trust your force and head for the Garden of Madness.
Now, what if I told you she's not even French? She's Japanese-Ukrainian.
Also, for it, now I understand what you meant by what I did. And honestly, what's the big deal?
I'd do it again!
Yeah, exactly. I would do it again. I'd totally do it again.
There we
What
go.
did you
There's our Mask Smith cameo through the Luchador mask. Travis, remember now, the most fundamental among fundamental suplexes made famous in Calgary. It's the all-natural amusement machine. The German suplex. MS, Mask Smith. He couldn't outright say that it was Mask the Smith because at the time the rights were owned for Killer 7 were owned by Capcom because they published the original Killer 7. But in recent years he's managed to get the rights to Killer 7 back from Capcom and get it re-released on modern, well, I say modern platforms. He got it re-released on Steam and he teased the idea of porting it to Switch with extra features. But nothing's come of that in like 3 years.
But yes, let's see what he said. I told you I was getting that for it. I did tell you I was getting it. It's not my fault you forgot.
He ain't the furret Angie.
Yes. Was that
Also,
with outrage?
since Furret is here tonight, I had like an epiphany earlier today thinking about how like I brought up that like if you wanted to do like a nerdy Furret VTuber, you could do like a Furret like Furret inspired one with it being legally distinct from Furret. There's already a famous VTuber who's done a like Pokemon inspired VTuber design that's legally distinct from Nintendo's IP. So there's no risk of potential copyright infringement actions, and that's Pikami. You know, she's not active nowadays, although coincidentally, Henya the Genius popped up shortly afterwards and shares a lot of similarities in personality and running gags. But the whole thing with the VTuber group that Pikami was a part of was that they were all supposed to be like humanized Pokemon. But legally distinct enough from Nintendo, Game Freak, and Creatures Inc.'s designs that they could legally merchandise it.
Oh man.
I thought I wouldn't make it here on time. Had to take care of
Josh Keaton, hello! Fucking amazing Spider-Man himself as Destroy Man.
Little help. Yeah, I can't stand these people with all their nonsense complaints. They think they can just say anything. It's crazy. But anyway.
And this wasn't stunt casting to cast Josh Keaton as Destroy Man. They just coincidentally came out around the same time.
You're ranked?
Not me. Well, actually, it is me.
Oh,
That makes sense.
Never mind then. We've got a job to do. But first, I need some time to get ready. Would you mind turning the other way? I need some privacy.
Privacy?
Yes. I need to prepare.
Whatever. Don't mind me. Pretend I'm not even here.
I just need you to look the other way for a second.
A second.
Yes, just a split second. I don't think it's too much to ask. Deal?
Then we can get on with our fight?
That is correct.
All right.
There he is.
Oh, damn it.
Whoa! That was close. For a second there, I forgot that you were a killer.
Sorry if I scared you. I didn't mean to do that. Something's wrong with me today.
Yeah, I'd love to see the design you guys came up with, and I'll, be more than happy to give some feedback on it.
You mind if I ask you something?
Yeah, what is it, Mr. Cosplay?
We're both assassins, right? Why do
Also,
we have to kill
I love the way that Travis is such a weeb that he pronounces cosplay the Japanese way.
It's about determining who's best. That's what it's
also
about.
for
Can't argue with
here's
that.
the thing.
Well
This
then,
set was
let's get
actually what caused me to be very short
What?
on change.
You want to shake hands?
We're both
It
fighters,
while I
aren't
was
we?
down there.
Not killers.
I had
At
to.
least
I
for
canceled
now.
all at once.
This
was
is a
actually
sign
the-
of sportsmanship.
I had
that we
3
respect each other
freaking
before
pre-orders that came up
and
all
after
at
the
once.
fight.
This
Good
one
luck.
just happened to have been the
Likewise.
cheapest one I could afford at the time.
Destroy Spark.
Okay, so who's got a more lethal buzzer, Destroy Man or the Joker?
Honestly, I think it depends on who's writing the characters.
It also depends on which Joker we're talking about, because if we're talking Jack Nicholson, he just straight up skeletonized someone.
Is this guy an idiot or what?
That's true.
Is this a joke? You fell for the oldest trick in the book. Oh man, you are something. Oh, this is the best. Man, you really cracked me up. I think this laughter's gonna kill me. Seriously.
It's not the only thing that's gonna kill
I
you.
think I might really die from laughter. It hurts. Someone help.
Welcome to my world.
Oh god.
I've been there before.
Oh,
It was
I thought I was gonna die.
when I discovered the advertisement for Troy,
And look,
the
you look like you're dead.
the
Call.
Empire of Taste. That's what it was called. God, I need to. I've shown it on stream before, but I've gotten like so many new regulars since then that aren't familiar with Troy, which has since gone out of business apparently. Apparently for undercooked food.
Admit you've got potential.
Who went out of business?
Had a taste.
It was this restaurant, this supposedly fancy restaurant in Staten Island
Bring it on.
called Troy.
The challenge.
Like, they advertised themselves as like Mediterranean and Roman inspired food, but it was like entirely staffed by Russian people, and all the dishes were like Eastern European takes on the dishes. So it was incredibly shady. But there's a ad for it that Vinny from Vine Sauce made go viral a bit, where like they have this guy with a very clearly thick Russian accent telling you to come to the restaurant and just butchering the English language while standing in front of a bunch of cheap green screen effects.
Oh god.
Like, none of the food that they serve is actually shown. It's just like stock photos of food. And he says that the restaurant is the Empire of Taste. Like, the part that damn near killed me from laughter was when he was trying to, like, you know, do the whole appeal to antiquity fallacy, where he's like saying what our ancestors would eat back in the day because they didn't have refrigerators. He's like, raw meat, fish, scrum and bird. Yet, to this day, no one's been able to figure out what he meant by scroomin' bird.
I'm afraid to ask.
Honestly, the thing that made me almost die from laughter, if you recall, Ari, was that nice, I think it was like, I think this happened like last summer, actually. We were playing Crash Bandicoot.
Oh yeah, the serial killer thing.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And I've nearly killed you several times since then.
Yeah. Like it wasn't like you were trying to. That was the funny part. You weren't trying to kill me. It was like Lulu triggered the fucking.
Yeah, Lulu just triggered like the confetti redeem right after I had gone on the fun fact about Crash Bandicoot 2's connection to a Japanese serial killer, and I just like jokingly said I didn't know we were cheering Japanese serial killers would go off, I guess, and that fucking killed you.
No fucking clue how that happened. It was seen in that funny, but somehow I started laughing.
Also, in case you haven't noticed, yes, he fires his giant shoot-the-whoop laser from his crotch. Because what other way would a No More Heroes villain do it?
Right.
Don't cry like that. You're a killer, aren't you?
Help!
What?
Help!
I can't hear
Game
you.
over.
Help me! Please!
What is this I hear from a 7th ranked killer? Whatever. It's over anyway.
Please! Help me!
There you go.
Oh no, he's been watching too much Austin Powers. He's got machine gun jubblies. I hope he got them for half off.
Boo.
Don't worry, we'll see him again soon enough.
Yeah. More. I swear, half the time I don't even think he's really there.
I mean, by the next time we see him, he's gonna be half the man he used to be.
Sweet.
I mean, my personal opinion, he was already half a man to begin with.
Some say he's half crazy. Some say he's half sane.
Some say he's really just half there.
Travis, I'm starting
Yeah.
to think that you may be for real. You are now 7th in rank.
He should have been like
Hey, don't hit me
7.5 in
You
rank.
better be looking your best.
No need to pretty up. I want you to see me for who I really am.
Serious?
That's probably what Sylvia's actually thinking.
Marvelous.
Which is a reference to the fact that this was published by Marvelous. Although the PS3 version was not published by Marvelous, but it was developed by Marvelous. And the PS3 version is no longer available for digital purchase, and it's not like super rare. Like you can snag a copy for like $30. It's not the best way to play No More Heroes, but it's an interesting way to play it because they completely redid the graphics and added in some content from the second game, and added a couple new mini games, but it runs worse and in some ways looks worse. Anyway, Diane.
This is Diane from Beefhead Videos. Just calling to let you know that the video you reserved is here. Title is How to Please a Woman in Bed 101 Part 3. Oh, one of the girls here said that you might need a new pillow cover for this one. You know, just for protection. Thank you.
Just for protection.
Congratulations, Mr. Touchdown. Your registration for the 7th UAA rank is now complete. As always, we have faxed you some information about the rankings in case you wish to continue your ascent. Please.
By the way, if you want to know why it took me so long to even get to the next level, so we could do the next ranking fight, it's because you have to pay an entry fee that gets progressively higher. Like last time it was $250,000, now it's $300,000. Anyway, time to pet the kitty.
Hey, girl.
Ain't that cute?
Oh, it's strong!
I'm glad you and I were sharing the same brain cell, but this is a VTuber stream. Collectively, there's only one brain cell in the room. And it's being shared by everyone in the room.
Problem is, I think I am that brain cell.
Maybe.
Oh yeah, we can get some upgrades for our beam katana from Naomi. Now, I have a feeling that Furret's going to like Naomi's design. Especially once we get to No More Heroes 2, where she gets a little bit of a physics upgrade.
By physics, we mean jiggle. I mean...
Yes. Here we go. Hey, Naomi. You're uncomfortably sexy for someone who's so abrasive.
I swear, sometimes my brain cell kicks on. Love her outfit, though.
Yep. In No More Heroes 2, she starts standing up out of her seat and jiggles wildly when she does. And she also starts wearing sunglasses. Also, she is said to have a secret that, like a dark secret, that she will not share with anyone. And they have said in supplementary material what that dark secret is.
What is that?
She's actually in her 60s.
Still would.
Yeah, still would. I've seen Cassandra Peterson, and she's getting up there in years, but I still would. Cassandra Peterson, for those who don't know, Elvira, Mistress of the Dark. Look her up. She's a goth icon. Even though she's not much of a goth in real life.
Yeah.
Yeah. Literally, it was like the goth MST3K before we really had MST3K.
Yeah, and she got sued over her show being, you know, a pretty blatant ripoff of a show from the 50s that had the exact same gimmick of being hosted by a sexy goth girl called Vampira. Right down to wearing the exact same dress. Which, for both of them, the dress was inspired by Morticia Addams, obviously.
Yeah.
But since it was the 50s, Vampira's was a lot more... Well, it was a lot less revealing than Elvira's was. Also, did you know that this year is going to be one of the first times that Elvira has not announced her candidacy for president? There's only been like a handful of other times where she hasn't jokingly announced that she's running for president. And every time she runs on the same platform.
I mean, would vote.
Are you curious about what that platform is? We already have 2 boobs in the White House. They might as well be mine. You miss Vermin Supreme? Yeah, I miss him too. Apparently, the UK has their own equivalent of Vermin Supreme called Lord Buckethead, who dresses up as a bootleg Darth Vader.
And he actually got more votes than the conservative runner.
Yep. Because nobody in Britain likes the Tories. Hey, thanks for the resub, Lulu. Just caught me in the middle of an epic workout doing some serious squats.
Some serious pelvic thrusting.
I wait for you.
A sub for 20 months. Impressive. God, now I have to do math in my head to figure out how many sub babies we've had since then. 2.
Let's see. Yeah, let's say out of 20, at least 2.
2, because it's once every 9 months.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I should probably turn in my balls to Mr. Lovikov, and it's rare that I get to say I should turn in my balls. But I'm going to say it loudly and proudly. I am going to exchange my balls for knowledge.
I mean, there have been worse things balls have been exchanged for.
Yeah, yeah, like a high singing register.
Oh, I was also going to say child support payments.
We were thinking 2 different things. You were thinking metaphorical balls. I was thinking literal castration.
No. I mean, with 1, you get to avoid the child support payments.
Let's see which. I've got enough. I'm going to phrase this as awkwardly as possible. I've got enough balls to learn a couple moves here. Let's see, grab range.
Why does he keep kicking me in the neck?
You got that? That technique is yours and yours alone. This isn't the only ball out there. You know. You still have balls? You wanna do it again? Hey, Shadow Dragon, you showed up just in time for me to, hand my balls over in exchange for an ass beating. You ready for this? It may tickle just a smidge.
Who threw that pie at you?
That would be Lulu giving me some bits for Pride Month. Thank you.
Oh, nice.
I forgot that was Pride Month because I've spent 6 hours of my day cleaning. So I haven't had time to think about Pride Month. But yeah, coincidentally, my gender bent model debut next week lines up with being themed with Pride Month. With me being bi and gender fluid.
Meanwhile, I'm only one of those two.
I mean, I consider myself to be a very, very prideful individual, but I don't fall under the Pride Month category, so...
I mean, allyship still counts as part of Pride.
Fair enough.
Wait, so that means we can ship them in?
Yes, we can ship them in. Everyone, I encourage you to ship us together.
Whoa! Yes.
I love you, bro, but not like that.
I couldn't resist.
I mean, I had it coming. I left it open, so...
I mean, you certainly had something coming.
Hey, Dash Cat's here, too. Whole gang showing up.
Nice.
Hi, Dash Cat.
But yes, for the people that are just hopping in now, next Sunday at the usual time, I'm going to be debuting my new gender bent model, which is hopefully going to become a regular fixture of my streams. This is one that I made mostly myself. And I'm having a reference sheet done by Shiba. I'm going to ping her about that to see if she can get that done in time for next Sunday.
I might have to steal that reference sheet for artwork.
Very much appreciated. I can also, since you are a good friend of mine, I know that I can trust you not to leak stuff out early. I could also send you some reference images I have of my gender bent model, just like taking pictures of it in a posing software.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, I am excited for the return of Maxine Arikado. The fuck kind of shirt is this? That is creepy as hell. There's one shirt in particular that I really want, because it's the one I always go for. I'm not sure if it's unlocked yet. Dogfight Yokozuna. Harajuku. Viva Mexico. There we go. Love tits.
I'm gonna share this in our little voice chat box thing. But I'm loving the way I did this girl's lips.
But yeah, Shadow Dragon, this is a completely new model. The old one, I'm not gonna get into. Was that a Shazam shirt? No, it was not. No! Well, I already have the ass shirt. I bought the ass shirt earlier. Now I have both. No booba mouse pad? You got me a booba mouse pad. I was talking about it earlier. You got me one that I can't show on stream.
I think they want an Ari booba mouse pad.
Guaranteed.
You know, with the new model, that could be possible if I could find someone to manufacture it.
I'll put a giant hole in your windshield with this hammer
In one easy motion.
and I'm gonna cut your brake line. Why? Because fuck you. That's what.
So our next part-time job after picking up the trash is to fill cars up with gas. Because apparently Saint to Destroy is like New Jersey, where you have to have a gas station attendant. to fill up your car instead of letting you fill it on your own. Yes, it's been a gag with me since pre-Arikado days to insistently pronounce that as trash because of Danny DeVito's Trash Man. Yeah, I'm not exaggerating about the New Jersey thing. It's literally in the law that you have to have an attendant pump your gas.
Yeah, I explained that to someone, and they were like, do people in New Jersey not know how to pump their own gas?
It's not that they don't know how to pump their own gas, it's that their government thinks that it's too unsafe if you do it yourself.
Ow. That makes no fucking sense if you ask me. I mean...
There are videos of people driving off with a pump still in their car.
I mean, fair, but still. Like, what is this, the 1950s?
I mean, if it was the 1950s, then gas would only be like a nickel.
Yeah, true. If only.
But there's a lot of bad things from the 50s. Most things in the 50s were bad.
That's true.
You're not getting a free one from me, Lulu. So we have to fill it up to the specified marker without filling it up all the way, otherwise we catch fire.
Yes. No!
This is probably one of my least favorite side jobs that you do. That and the scorpion collecting one.
Yes.
If Furret's sleepy, then Furret should use sleep. Sorry,
Alright,
Furret should use rest. I'm trying to remember my specific Pokemon move names because I haven't played a Pokemon game in a long time. That is a lot of bits. So, okay, I'll give you your Ara Ara. Yes, it's a mission where you have to collect scorpions using, like, tongs, and they can sting you, and if you don't get an anti-venom shot in a short enough time, then you just die. Not to be confused with the stick bug collecting mission, which is something that I want to do in real life, because stick bugs are awesome. And of course, with the scorpion collecting mission being the one that everybody who's played this game hates, it's of course the one that comes back in every game. Because Suda51 is a troll. Also, Furret, before you go, you know that game I streamed back around New Year's, Deadly Premonition, the one that gave us the glorious squirrel key quest?
Yes.
The director of that game is now working on a game with the director of No More Heroes. I'm right there with you for it, although it's not specifically scorpions, it's basically anything with a stinger.
Yeah.
What game are they working on? I'm not sure if this is going to be the final title, but they're calling it Hotel Barcelona. And they said it's going to be a survival horror game.
Welcome to the Hotel Barcelona.
Welcome.
All right, what's our next assassination mission going to be? We already killed 2 Pizza Butt CEOs. Let's see, we can... Oh, this is the one that unlocks right after the last one that just breaks the game's economy because you can just spam this over and over again and earn a guaranteed $90,000 every time. But we can also go baseball killing again with, you know, playing the baseball minigame that I love so much that I totally don't suck ass at. And kill all the enemies within the time limit. Dark side mode will be activated. Mission ends when time runs out. We're going to do kill 100 enemies first.
May you find your overgrowth?
Fun fact, the baseball minigame is literally impossible to win on the PC version, and they still haven't fixed it, even with the great patch that came out a couple weeks ago. Thankfully, they instead made it so the minimum score you need to get for the achievement related to the baseball minigame is low. So you don't need to get a perfect score on everything. You feel like it's intentional at this point? Like, it's because, like, I've seen people, mostly in the Steam forums, obviously, because it only affects the Steam version, complained that the earlier PS3 version of No More Heroes didn't have this problem, and it also offered, you know, regular controls instead of motion controls. But the difference is those were 2 different... Okay, I'll hydrate. I should hydrate. I haven't hydrated all stream. But is the girl you like Nami? Are you gonna dream about Nami? Because I feel like Nami's the kind of person who, even if she doesn't like you, she would still take offense to you not dreaming about her.
Actually, I don't think he's referring to Nami. I think he's actually referring to a real person.
I figured he was. I'm just making casual conversation.
Yeah. I know.
And also, you know, bonding over our mutual appreciation for Nami from One Piece.
I mean, fair.
3, 2, 1.
I know a let's say a actress, let's put it in that terms, who could cosplay Nami perfectly. And of course it's Hitomi Tanaka. Either her or Kaho Shibuya, and I'm pretty sure Kaho Shibuya has already cosplayed Nami. Okay, another hydrate redeem and a Kaufi. So many Kaufi redeems. I haven't seen much of One Piece, but I do like what I've seen of Nami. It helps that Nami's one of the first characters to be introduced. So you get you spend a lot of time following her.
Hydrate, you bastard! Hydrate!
Jesus, guys!
Hydrate, you bastard! Hydrate! Hydrate, you bastard! Hydrate!
Jeez, you're not gonna let me play the game, are you?
Waterboarding?
I'm almost out of water now.
No! At least you're properly hydrated.
Yes, no more hydrate redeems. Any that get redeemed are going to be ignored. I didn't say coffee, though, so fuck. Emily Rudd, her live-action actress, got the role by spamming the creator's inbox with pictures of her Nami cosplay. That sounds like it tracks based on how big of fans of One Piece the One Piece live-action cast tend to be. Okay, no more coffee redeems either. But like I've only seen one like non-live action One Piece thing from the actor who plays Luffy in the live action One Piece, and it was him just randomly on Twitter saying that he bets he could win a fist fight with a giraffe. And I'm like, yeah, this guy's perfect to play Luffy. Also, fun fact for... Yes. Also, fun fact about the One Piece live action, the casting at least. This is something I've heard through my friend Mistress Dove. You know, plug, everybody go follow her because she's amazing at what she does. Also, because it's Pride Month and she is one of the coolest trans people I know. I know plenty cool trans people, but she's among the coolest, if not the coolest. The One Piece live action casting was based on... A lot of it was based on what the author, Oda, had said the characters' ethnicities would be if One Piece were to happen in, like, the real world. With stuff like Luffy being Brazilian and Nami being Swiss. Zoro, of course, being Japanese.
Never mind. There's a movie I can't find on Netflix anymore, but I wanted to show my niece.
It was what?
Boomerang.
I haven't heard of that one.
It has Doc and Woody Harrelson in it.
I haven't seen a... Actually, I have... I was thinking Woody Allen. I get Woody Allen and Woody Harrelson confused a lot, which is a very bad mix-up to make.
Yeah.
I'm not too familiar... Like, obviously I know Woody Harrelson as a legendary actor, but I'm not too familiar with his work. The thing I'm most familiar with from him is when he did the worst Reddit AMA ever. Like, an AMA so disastrous that it became a meme. Don't forget Woody from Toy Story. Yeah, that would be an even worse mix-up to mix up Woody Allen with Woody from Toy Story. It's like, it would, it's like the time that, my granny, may she rest in peace, got Gene Simmons confused with Richard Simmons. Or the time my cousin Miss Palindrome, who I hope I get to have her on stream again sometime soon, because she's always fun to have on, especially for Sonic games. And also, her boyfriend's visiting from out of the country at the moment and is staying for a few months, so she's been busy with that. I've met him. He's a really good guy.
Well, that's good. I'm glad she's happy.
Like one time when me and Miss Palindrome were kids, we were having a conversation. I can't remember the context of the conversation. She remembers it better than I do. But you want a boyfriend? Don't we all? Except for the people who are either straight or lesbian. Or ace. Well, arrow, I should say. Like, my thing is, like, I would totally be up for... I'm bi, but I am... Like, I am attracted to men, but the idea of, like, being... of like making myself vulnerable to men based on my experience with men in my life is like, a little wary about that. I'm gonna stick to my comfort zone of femboys.
Honestly, I can understand that, dude.
Yeah.
Because I was always
Yeah,
curious
I
about
prefer
how-
women more, but there are men that I'm attracted to that aren't just femboys. Like, I've made it very clear that I am a term that could get me TOS banned that I can't say for Scott McNeil. And for Steve Blum. And Robert Belgrade. Just men with sexy voices in general. Sexy voices and a good sense of humor.
Yeah, understandable. I mean, like
and Jack Black, of course, because who doesn't find Jack Black sexy?
I mean, I'll admit one of mine has kind of been Hugh Laurie, because if you've ever listened to him sing blues, I love it.
But anyway, the story I was trying to tell, which I was going to say, like, if I can get Miss Palindrome on here, she can tell it better than I can. We were having a conversation, and I brought up Gene Simmons, and she thought I was talking about movie critic Gene Shalit. Have a good night, Furret. Have some sweet dreams.
Go the fuck to sleep, Furret.
Have some advertiser-friendly dreams for both our sake.
Well, would it be advertiser friendly if it's Cerveza Crista?
Cerveza Cristal. I need to get that as a redeem if I can find like the isolated, just like the Cerveza Cristal part. Because I don't think I could get away with showing clips of, like, entire clips of Star Wars that lead into it on Twitch.
Yeah, no.
I mean, the other part would just be having to, like, you know, make one.
Yeah, and honestly, that's too much work. Have I put in that much work before? Yes. Am I willing to do it again? Not at the moment.
I feel that. Just Cerveza Crystal lives rent-free in my head.
Yeah, the context of it makes it even better because it's not like those were ad breaks that they cut to in the middle of like the commercial breaks. They were edited into the movie. Like while they were airing the movie on TV. And understandably so, Lucasfilm was not very happy about that.
May you find your overcard?
But it was part of the law in Chile.
Yep. There's a lot of like really weird like niches of stuff in Latin America that fascinates me. Like how Brazilians love Sega. Because the Sega Master System was their like primary video game console and still is to this day.
Oh wow.
Like the Sega Master System is still being manufactured to this day, but only in Brazil.
Oh.
The story goes that Brazil, after, I believe it was after World War II, they enacted a, like, a law that affects, that was supposed to, like, spur, like, you know, domestic industry by placing like ridiculous taxes on imported goods. Something like a 190% tax or something like that. Which meant that products like the NES at the time were price gated out of being bought by the average Brazilian person. So Sega, seeing this hole in the market there, decided to strike up a deal with Brazilian company Tectoy to manufacture Sega Master Systems and Master System games in Brazil for Brazilian people, so they could just cut past the import taxes entirely.
Smart move.
That's also why you see a lot of late release Master System games only being released in Brazil.
Oh.
There we go. This is easier when I have more room to move around. Which, we did some rearranging of the furniture today, so that definitely helps.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, games in Brazil cost, like, your average, well, I say average $60 game when the price is steadily becoming $70 or $80 now. But your average $60 game here costs like $200 in Brazil. And, like, you know how the PlayStation 4 was, I believe, like, $400 when it came out?
Oh, that much, yeah.
Like when it first launched, before it got its price-reduced models. It cost over $1,000 in Brazil.
Ah.
The only other console that's had that much the only other console that's had like comparable success to the Master System in Brazil is the PS2, because they have a huge piracy market there. So it's stupid easy to get a hacked PS2 and pirated games.
Yes.
That's why you see, like, so many of those, like, hacked Grand Theft Auto San Andreas ROMs that are in Portuguese, because they're Brazilian ROM hacks of Grand Theft Auto San Andreas being sold as stuff like Grand Theft Auto Dragon Ball Z and stuff like that, where it's just San Andreas, but the model's been swapped with Vegeta instead of CJ.
Nice.
Or Grand Theft Auto X-Men, and you're playing as Wolverine instead of CJ. There's also a big Guitar Hero piracy market in Brazil, where it's just hacked versions of Guitar Hero 2, because that version is the easiest to hack. So you get stuff like Guitar Hero Anime, or Guitar Hero Nickelback, or Guitar Hero Megadeth. And they're all just like bullshit, terrible charts stolen from the internet with like stolen Google images for the graphics.
Yes.
And because of how Guitar Hero 2's engine works, the guitarist on screen doesn't play along to the song properly because, you know, they're pre-programmed to follow a specific animation set. And since they're not playing that for hacked songs, they just kind of stand there. I've seen some interesting ones, like, there was a, I can't remember which Brazilian hacked Guitar Hero game it was, but I saw it on one of Asai's streams where, he was playing, like, someone charted, You're Beautiful by James Blunt for Guitar Hero. But they set the BPM wrong, so it's, like, playing really fast. And because all the animations are tied to the BPM of the song, it means that, like, it looks like dude's shredding when he's just playing an acoustic ballad.
I mean, with enough practice, you could try it on an acoustic.
Yeah, just look at Spanish Fly by Eddie Van Halen. It's basically what if Eruption was an acoustic guitar song.
I mean, also gotta remember, Carlos Santana.
Yeah, Carlos Santana. Although, what I always think of with Carlos Santana, other than, you know, the Grammy Award-winning song "Smooth" featuring the vocalist of Matchbox 20, because that was my generation's introduction to Carlos Santana, is this clip that I saw out of context in one of K-Mac's guitar meme videos, where it was from like a masterclass introduction that Carlos Santana was teaching on how to play guitar. And he's like, when you play music, and then he like improvises a solo that's horribly off key.
Oh god.
You can find the video on YouTube. Just look up Carlos Santana when you play music.
Whoa!
And don't ask why I say Carlos Santana the way I do. It just the Hispanic in me comes out.
Because it's the correct way to say it.
Yeah. Whereas some of them will go, "Oh, you mean Carlos Santana?" Oh God,
You mean Carlos Santana?
Ugh.
It's like saying Ramstein instead of Rammstein.
Dios mío.
It's Frankenstein. Not Frankenstein. Frankenstein.
I love that movie. Plus, what I love, something I learned is that, you know, the original stage decorator for Frankenstein's laboratory was never fully credited in the original Frankenstein movie. But he agreed to let them use it in the G. Wilder movie, and they credited him.
Yep. Because, in addition to being hilarious, I was about to say Lloyd Kaufman, but no, that would be a completely different kind of movie. Oh god, imagine Trauma's Young Frankenstein.
Oh god.
But no, God, why is his name blanking on me now? Director of Young Frankenstein, Spaceballs, Blazing Saddles, Silent Movie.
Simmons?
Not Gene Simmons. Gene Simmons hasn't directed a movie, but he's been in a few, including Kiss Meets the Phantom of the Park.
Gene Wilder?
Yeah.
Gene Wilder was the actor. Mel Brooks.
Oh, yep. Yes. That's who I was thinking of.
Mel Brooks. Like, Mel Brooks, in addition to being hilarious, he's also, like, a huge aficionado of Golden Age of Hollywood cinema. So he would definitely be the one to give credit to someone who wasn't credited in their famous work before.
Yeah, I just love how they did that, because I'm like, the dude was kind of miffed that he wasn't credited for all the hard work he put into all that stage prep work.
Yeah.
Anyway, before we go to the beach to see Sylvia in a bikini, we've got Pet the Kitty.
Oh, we're getting a beach episode?
Yes, we're getting a beach episode. And we get to fight a swimsuit model as our next boss. A swimsuit model with a prosthetic leg that fires missiles.
That just sounds like a good time.
I must think. Oh, yeah.
Like, talking about Mel Brooks, one of my favorite gags that he's done in any of his movies is the Marcel Marceau gag in Silent Movie. Like, you don't even have to watch the entirety of Silent Movie to understand the gag. Just the context it's presented in is hilarious on its own. Where, for those of you that don't know, Marcel Marceau was the world's most famous mime. Like, legendary mime performer. And the plot of Silent Movie is that it is a silent movie about a Hollywood studio trying to make a silent movie in the 1970s. And no one wants to sign on for their silent movie because it's the 70s. It's well past the era of the talkie. They decide to call Marcel Marceau to, you know, the world's foremost, most well-respected and beloved mime to be the star of their silent movie. And, like, we get this beautiful introduction to him where, like, he performs an elaborate mime sequence and then answers the phone, and they, like, tell him over the phone through title cards, of course, that they want him to star in their silent movie. And he replies, "No!" as the only spoken line in the whole movie.
Still just a fight.
The only spoken line in the whole movie, and it's from a mime. There we go. Sylvia in a bikini. That's something I wish I could wake up to.
What? Is there a problem?
Although Sylvia's just as likely to rob me as Nami is.
Yeah.
If not more.
Next opponent is here on this beach.
Ah, just up ahead. So I'm supposed to fight on the beach.
That is one of the conditions. Why? That's for you to figure out. Feels good. What other hidden talents do you have, Travis?
Huh?
Go any higher and I will kill you myself. Not until you become number one. We have a deal, remember? So hurry up and go get him.
Yes, Your Highness.
He's so whipped. I love it. He is so whipped. So, would you like another example of how shitty of a place Santa Destroy is if the fact that you're not allowed to pump your own gas wasn't enough of an indicator, along with the entirely fucked economy?
What?
The beach has landmines on it.
It's okay. It's to prevent littering.
And our next side job after completing this stage is going to be clearing the beach of landmines.
Okay, so maybe the littering campaign was a little extreme.
Did I see that statement Reploid Revo put out yesterday? Bruh, I don't go on Twitter anymore unless I absolutely have to. So I haven't been following the Reploid Revo stuff. I barely followed Reploid Revo to begin with. I discovered him, like, end of last year, right before the allegations started piling out. And, like, yeah, I liked his video about how kind of depressing the state of Mega Man is nowadays. But, like, a lot of things about him rub me the wrong way to begin with. So, it's not like I'd call myself a fan of him. I interacted with him, like, once or twice on Twitter, not really knowing anything about him.
Like, I hardly follow any kind of news or gossip on a lot of things.
Yeah.
Like the most I know about Reploid Revo's reputation prior to all the expose stuff that came out about him is that like he was sort of the cyber shell of the Mega Man community, except whereas Cyber Shell was called the Sonic Lore Master by fans because of his extensive knowledge about the most obscure things, not just in Sonic lore, but also like Sonic mechanics and stuff like that. And he like showed that he knows his shit, and he earned his title as the Lore Master. Reploid Revo was like, he appointed himself as the Mega Man Lore Master, even though a lot of the stuff that he claimed was lore was just shit that he made up. Like, here's a pro tip for anyone who's, like, getting into any sort of online community based on a shared fandom for a franchise. Never trust anyone that says that they're the voice of the community.
Yeah. That's just very pretentious.
Like, if you need a, like, that's part of why Angry Joe rubbed me the wrong way, is that he claimed to be, like, the voice of gamers. And I'm like, who the fuck said you were? But then,
definitely not the My Voice. He's definitely not.
Yeah, especially after he saw, you know, took a look at, the Bayonetta 3 controversy and decided to side with Bayonetta's old voice actress instead of Platinum. You know, Bayonetta's old voice actress who was exposed for lying about the whole thing, and he encouraged everyone to boycott the game, even though just earlier that year he had previously said that you should not boycott games as a form of protest because it hurts the developers.
Yeah.
Which both of those are wrong, by the way. Developers have already gotten paid upon the game's completion. They're not usually paid royalties for sales. That goes to the executives. Also, yes, Travis can casually survive explosions from stepping directly on land. Because this man is indestructible.
He's going to show up because this man's on a mission. He's on a mission for booty.
Yes. Like, you've heard about how, like, you know, like when a mother's child is stuck in a car, they can suddenly gain superhuman strength to free them from the car. Travis is like that, except instead of trying to save a beloved one from danger, he's just trying to get laid. Like, he gets superhuman abilities from the power of horny.
Hey, it's like, you ever seen that anime City Hunter?
No, I've been meaning to.
A common thing you'll be hearing about is Mokuri power. Just about any time the client is a beautiful woman, he does everything he can to try and sleep with them.
Are you sure you're not thinking of Golden Boy?
No, City Hunter.
I guess they both have a similar thing going on. Except I'm guessing in the case of City Hunter, the guy's actually successful.
He's successful at making some of them fall in love with him, yes.
Whereas in Golden Boy, the humor comes from the fact that he's so down bad for women that won't give him the time of day.
And he doesn't... I don't think he's got with any of them. He's gotten close, but no. And he's actually fairly confident at, you know, being a human.
Unlike the guy from Golden Boy.
Yeah.
So would it be safe to say that Travis is like a mix of the guy from Golden Boy and the guy from City Hunter?
Kinda, yeah.
Funnily enough, you want to know, yes, the guys with guns in this game are so annoying because you don't have any ranged combat options. And their shots drain your battery meter really fast. You want to know who Travis's design and personality were based on, according to Suda?
Who?
Johnny Knoxville.
Which reminds me, a couple years ago, Fried Trash, but I actually played the Jackass game on PS2.
I'm still sorry that I missed out on Trashmas. I was going through a lot of shit at that time.
I know. And maybe this year, since, you know, I'm not having to go through my crap, I can probably do Trash Bits again.
I'd love to join you for one of those. Especially if I can join you for that Gundam game. Or just any 90s FMV games in general.
I mean, New Gundam Breaker now kind of falls into the trash pile. I admit it.
I was talking about Gundam 0079, The War for Earth. The only Gundam game to ever be made by an American studio.
Oh yeah, that's on the list. But it's also in December. Gundam Breaker 4 is coming out. I'm excited for that. But New Gundam Breaker, it was trash. Like, literally you're doing harem visual novel shit with a level unlocking system for your ability.
Because if there's one thing that everyone plays if there's one thing that everyone gets into Gundam for, it's the harem antics.
I mean, there is one fight that's actually quite funny where you're literally fighting a Gundam girl.
Hey, missed it this time. I swear, Suda's a madman, but he's a comedic genius.
Random thing I remembered was when I was on the Wii, the phone calls actually come through the Wiimote.
That's right. It's the only version to have that feature, to my knowledge. Yep. I don't think the PS3 version had it, but then again, I didn't have the PlayStation Move controller, so I couldn't try out the motion controls for it. I just played it with the regular controller. And obviously, it's been taken out of the Switch and Steam versions.
And, you know, to recharge the sword, you literally had to shake the Wiimote.
Yes, and you still have to do that in the Switch version. Also, you can notice, you can, if you play through all the No More Heroes games, you can notice a growth in competency and confidence from Travis as the series progresses through the charging animation, because he gets more confident in his stance and style. Like in this game, he's hunched over, he's frantic, and he's gripping it with both hands. In No More Heroes 2, he's like more smooth with it, and by No More Heroes 3, he's doing it one-handed, off to the side like it's nothing.
Grasp it firmly.
Firmly grasp it! I've got a few PlayStation Move compatible games, including the director's cut of Heavy Rain, which that's an interesting case where the most widely available version of Heavy Rain doesn't have all the content in. It doesn't have any of the DLC. Which, granted, there was only one DLC chapter, but still. There were a couple planned DLC chapters, but there were, like, they made one DLC chapter that's, like, a prequel that focuses on Madison's investigative journalism, investigating the house of a serial killer. While the serial killer is in the house. Because fucking David Cage just loves writing women, is completely incompetent. But there was also a I know there was a planned DLC mission that never got made that would have been a prequel about Norman Jaden and how he got that facial scar and also how he got his tryptophan addiction. But he decided no, instead of making all of these DLC chapters that I promised, we're going to re-release the game, but with PlayStation Move controls. That'll be a better return on investment. I don't know if he actually sounds like that.
Yeah, I don't know either. All I remember really.
Actually, no, I do know. I do know if he sounds like that. And he doesn't. He has a very thick French accent.
I'd say one of the biggest things I just remember is the whole meme of Jason.
Yes, press X to Jason. I dressed up as Norman Jaden for a campus Halloween costume contest once when I was at ECU. And
I think I remember that.
When I was walking off the stage, I could hear someone in the front row saying, "Jason!"
Death is the only truth. You are still a mere bud.
That's not a good thing, you know. Seeking meaning in everything, especially killing. That's a bad habit among smart little girls these days.
Come closer and you will understand everything.
I'm ready. Anywhere, anytime.
Just your ordinary assassin. Such a disappointment.
Are you in the mood yet? Normal assassins don't shoot the shit like this. They see their target and kill them.
Up, fell in the sand trap.
Let's see you get out of this predicament.
No problem. You'll see.
Uh-huh. A bud that will never blossom. A sad truth. Good night, my sweet seventh.
Oh, crap!
Like I said, indestructible.
I like it. Maybe I can steal a kiss before I steal your life.
We'll see about that.
Jesus. Okay. Try to avoid the sand traps. Usually God damn it. God damn it. There we go. Made it out that time. Oh, come on! I'm getting tired of shaking my arms and tapping buttons.
His glasses are also indestructible. Yeah.
Yes. You almost never get to see Travis without his glasses in this series. The few times that you've probably seen it this stream are actually a graphical bug in the remaster, where his glasses don't render when viewed through a window. And I will say, I've seen Travis without glasses in No More Heroes 3, and it looks natural there. But since this model is not meant to be seen without the glasses, it looks uncanny when they don't render properly. It's like seeing Mario without his mustache. It's just wrong.
That reminds me, there's actually like a third or remake of Super Mario 64 now.
A what?
A turns for a remake of Super Mario 64.
I mean, there's also a PC version of Super Mario 64 and Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask because people have reverse engineered the code.
No, I mean, like, this is one, like, Mario looks creepy at the beginning. It talks to you.
Oh.
And apparently it's getting off.
Oh, that B13 whatever it's called thing.
Yeah.
One where it's like a horror game disguised as a beta for Mario 64.
You can't kill a woman.
Okay, so here's one of Travis's flaws. He cannot bring himself to kill women, no matter what the circumstance is. That's why he spared Shinobu earlier.
That's okay. I seem to have a thing for stupid, pathetic men like you. I can accept.
And this is not just like a, oh, he's so chivalrous thing. This is going to come into play as part of his character arc.
Assassins must die when they lose. Open your eyes and never look back. Promise, never forget me.
Huh?
Thank you. The moment you hesitated, I felt your embrace.
Hold up.
Academics like to fantasize too, you know.
Wait! Number 6! No!
Oh.
So fun fact about the Japanese and European versions of No More Heroes on the Wii, they censored this scene along with every scene of dismemberment. So if you were to play the Japanese or European versions of No More Heroes 1, in this scene, instead of half her fucking torso being blown off, they just did like, you know, a Looney Tunes effect where her body gets covered in soot.
You're right. But I owe her at least that.
Holly Summers, born in...
No. Just her name.
All right, you see that box over there?
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna get the box and see what's in the box.
What's in the box?
U.S. military secret. Please give to Dr. Naomi. I have another interesting fact about Naomi, although this applies to pretty much any Naomi you can think of, though.
But I love your soul. Rest in peace.
Did you know that Naomi spelled backwards is I moan? Not even a boo? Just silence?
Ah.
No. You guys are mean tonight.
I mean, I gave you a moan, so it was a pretty weak one, but
All right, that is where we're going to end it tonight because I am exhausted. I've had a long couple days and I need my rest. Get back over here. Guess I'll call Naomi in Metal Gear Imone then. There you go. That's the way you think about it. Let's see if we're going to be rating anyone tonight. We are going to raid Orange is Borange, who has a new model debut tonight and is playing Super Mario Sunshine, rather. And seems to be pretty far in it, too.
Nice.
Already at the first Shadow Mario boss fight, where the one on the roller coaster. So thank you everyone for tuning in. Thank you to my co-hosts for joining me tonight. I'll see you guys next time, and until then, unpleasant dreams.
Well, the boys have caught us. We hope you like our show. We know you're rooting for us, but now we have to go.
And because I timed that completely wrong, we have to awkwardly wait for the raid countdown to end.
Well, shit.
There we go.